Hello, my name's Tony and welcome back to Predicted. Today's episode we are going to be doing a wish list for 2020. You may have noticed I have a rather handsome gentleman next to me.
Thanks mate, it's a long time someone's ever said that.
That wasn't sarcastic, don't worry.
Yeah. My name's Steve, I've got a YouTube channel, Fragstoriches. You may recognise me, may not. Yeah.
I think they'll recognise you.
So we've been filming some videos today and yeah, you want to have a little chat about
I just want to have a little chat. Yeah, so quite a sort of easygoing chat about what we would like to get our noses on this year. Or in the future, it doesn't have to be this year, just something that you're intrigued about maybe that you want to add to your collection.
Yeah, but you're a frag addicted, evidently, but once you've got the bug, if there's something you want to get your nose on, I'm really impatient. I don't know about you, I'm really bad. I try to stop myself now and just like, I'll think about it again tomorrow or whatever, because I'll be quite impulsive. If I decide I want something, I'll just get it.
So I'm not getting in trouble for you after this. We have this discussion that reminds you and then you go and push the button. I find it quite hard to push the button because it's quite an expensive hobby, isn't it? So
it adds up, man. Yeah,
it does. So the format of this video, what we're going to do, we're going to do a cheap or clone.
Okay.
We're going to do a designer and we're going to do a niche, and we're just going to pick maybe one or two each. Okay. I'll start us off.
Okay, go on.
So I'm going to start us off with a clone stroke cheaper brand.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they're not in the UK though.
Okay.
And that's HAPPYLAND.
I've never smelled any of their fragrances.
No, me neither. And I don't think a lot of people in the UK have. The one I want to try is called RHYOLITE.
Right, okay. So I want to try that.
That is it's not a clone of anything, as I think it's an original fragrance that he's created. I've heard it compared to the Chronic.
Ah, you've got my attention.
Apparently it's quite gourmandy, it's quite sweet and quite caramel-like.
Okay.
I've watched a couple of videos and it really pricked my ears. I was like those seagulls off of Finding Nemo 2, okay, like mine. Yeah. So I would really like to try it. So that is my cheap stroke clone house fragrance I would like to try.
I tell you, I just mentioned a brand that I've never tried, but I just want to, just because I like the name, but I've been looking into different ones and none of them have sort of grabbed me. It's Banana Republic. Okay. They're like really cheap, but most of them don't last. They pretty much do clones, but it's not officially a clone house. Right. They do like a wood Neroli, I think it is, which is like Tom Ford, Neroli Portofino. Okay. And then there's a lot of others there. And I sort of really want to try them, but then they don't last apparently. So for no other reason, I just like the name and I just want to. Well, I tell you what, I don't know about if you're doing clones as well. I also want to, we filmed another video, I don't know what order these are going to go out, but I want to get a clone of Baccarat Rouge 540 as well, because we've done, after smelling those, I don't know which clone yet, I'll probably speak to you and maybe try a few others and then make a decision, but yeah, that's for a clone I'd like to get onto as well.
Excellent. Another one, I'd just like to mention one more. Nigel from
2 cents worth.
2 cents worth.
Good old Nigel.
In his cheap list was Resurrection.
Oh yeah, that gets loads. Is it Resurrection 2 or
Resurrection 2? Yeah. And I've seen that mention on Outlaw Frags as well.
Isn't it a clone of something or very similar to something?
Pure Havana.
Yeah.
That is meant to be very, very good, and it's about £20, I believe.
Okay.
So that is on my wish list for this year.
Moving into designer.
You go first for this one.
Well, there's two. Okay. I definitely want to get my nose on Stronger With You Freeze from IMPERIA Armani. I love Stronger With You. Stronger With You Intensely, I found it just goes a little bit too much into the gourmand. It's a bit too gourmand. I prefer the original EDT, but I'd really like to try Freeze because I just like that sort of DNA, so I'd like to see what they've done. I don't think I'll blind buy it because no doubt being a new out designer it's going to be about 70 odd quid and so obviously it's a designer, so I'll be able to get into store and smell it, so I'll probably get my nose on it and see if I like it. So there's that one.
Okay.
And one which I'll probably own before this video goes out because I keep coming close to pulling the trigger is a La Nuit de l'Homme L'Intense. Purely because Jon Snow, who's a commentator on frequent videos, and he goes by Scented Snowdrops on Instagram, he keeps bumming that fragrance so hard. And I do love La Nuit de l'Homme, the DNA, and I love the new EDP, the 2019 release. So I keep coming close to pulling the trigger on that, and I probably will. And then I'll just blame John if I don't like it, to be honest.
The funny story with that, John ordered it, and I think he was so excited about it, and they sent him the wrong
one, didn't they? Yeah,
sorry, John, to laugh at you, but that I found a little bit amusing. But
what one did he get then?
I'm not sure what they sent him. He got the wrong one. I would be gutted if you want something that bad and the wrong thing arrives in the post.
Because it's quite rare now, but he loves it. He absolutely raves about it. It's one of his favourite from that line and the house and everything. And I've looked at other reviews, and Timmy and that said he loved it, but actually, for sort of reactions wise, a lot of people said it's quite quite feminine, and he didn't like compliments. Not that I get it for compliments, but the like ladies' reactions were kind of like thought it was a bit more feminine. They sort of gave it more sort of 6, 7 out of 10. Probably will blind buy that, and then if it goes wrong, sell it probably to Jon. To be honest,
just send them the wrong one.
Yeah. So yeah, that's So what about you?
Right. So my designer want for this year would be ISSEY MIYAKE.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've seen it in my previous videos, but I am a huge fanboy of the original. Massively a fanboy. It's like got so much sentimental value to me. But you got a noir one as well, didn't you? You did a video on, which one was that? Yeah, I did the Intense.
Okay.
Yes,
that's it. I remember it, Black Bottle.
Yeah, Black Bottle. The Intense is good. It loses a lot of the DNA, which I think ISSEY MIYAKE does. I think so. The flankers, I don't think they share a lot of DNA. The one I want to try is the Noir Amber. Chris has mentioned that on his channel that he got it, and that is something I really, really want to try. I believe it's got amber, and it's it pushes the sort of sweetness. And I think that's something I really, really want to try. I'd like to add the whole ISSEY MIYAKE collection because I'm really greedy. I want every bottle. I like the bottles. I just think that's the one I really, really want to try the most this year.
It's quite hard to get hold of, isn't it?
It's really hard, and I think that's the problem. I think because people reselling it and stuff like that, I think the price has gone up quite a bit, and I think it's very difficult. Certainly never seen it in store.
You need to charm Chris into giving you a little decant.
Yeah, I think I might just hit him up and say, oi.
I'll pay you.
Yeah. Of course. So moving on to niche. Any niche that you want to try this year?
I tell you, there's one that I definitely want to get my nose on, but I don't know if I'll be able to justify the price, so I'll probably end up getting a clone or inspiration. I'm sorry if that offends anybody. Did you see Clemence, the channel Clemence CC Fragrance, did Grand Soir?
Yes, I did, yeah.
And she said it was a new la la wow type fragrance, and I really want to get my nose on it now, but then when I went to kind of look, it's just obviously a bit expensive, a bit pricey.
You're talking what, £300-ish again?
Yeah, it was something like it's between 2 and 3. It's like £250. So it's like, so I'll either kind of get a decant or sample from like fragrance samples or something just to see, and then I might look at clones or something, or inspirations. I don't know. It depends how much I'd struggle to pay that for a fragrance.
I think we've discussed that, haven't we? That it's quite difficult for us to justify spending, I think, even £150 upwards on a fragrance. For me, that's where I think my limit would lie. I'd have to really, really love something. I think, I'm not saying I'll never do it, but I think I will, but it'd have to be something really, really special.
It's got to be special, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. My niche want for this year would be special mention, but it's going to bore everyone, would be the Chronic.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to go too much. We've mentioned that, and the Chronic is just something that's number one on my wish list. It has been for a while. Actually, my 18-year-old son sprayed it, Josh, and he loves it too. And he said, should he buy it for himself? And of course I was like, no, don't get it. Don't get it, but do. Then I can steal it.
So you're letting your son buy it so you can...
That's really mean. He earns a lot less than me as well, so that is really bad. I won't actually do that, don't worry, I won't do that. I will buy it. The problem is if I buy it, he's going to steal it, so I might have to pull the trigger on maybe 2 bottles, who knows. That might be a bit excessive. I find the Chronic is
sort of attainable for us, like you say, if we don't spend too much. It's kind of like, it's almost like if you look at Bleu de Chanel, Parfum and stuff, it starts getting to £100 and the Chronic is about 105, 110.
Yeah.
So it's achievable. It's a bit more justifiable, I think, especially considering it smells so good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So my niche want for the year is MEMOIZE. Row and Row. Okay. It's in the black bottle.
Right.
I think again Chris has tried that. I had a box of samples that I bought from Perfume Society.
Okay.
So you get a box for it, and it's about £20 and you get about 10 to 15 fragrances in there.
That's cool.
Great way of getting your nose on things. And in that box was a little black envelope with the MEMOIZE one in there. And it is very, very fresh and very manly.
Okay.
But it's actually quite difficult to describe, but it just smelled gorgeous. It was lovely. It's not gourmand, it's not a freshie, it is just, and it's actually not challenging at all. I really, really enjoyed it. So that is the one I most want to get. And actually, as a surprise, I want you to spray. I want to spray a bit.
Okay. But while you're doing that, the other niche house, which is actually quite affordable, that I'm just curious by, is KIERIN NYC. Have you seen any of those? They're quite affordable niche. I like the sort of Sunday brunch one is something that I wanted to try. So
I've seen a few reviews on those. I think I've seen. I don't know if have you ever seen TLTG Reviews?
Yeah, they sent out a lot of bottles to people, so they a lot of people were reviewing them. I was just quite curious by the house. They did a launch here in the UK. I was invited to. I couldn't go, and it's sort of quite affordable niche really. So yeah, I just wanted to try some of those.
So that is the little envelope, so that intrigued me straight away because that was the only one that had the presentation like this, little black envelope with memoirs on the back, and then you've got a little card with notes in.
Nice.
And in there I've got a tiny sample, but let's spray that.
These are clean.
Ah, excellent.
And it's going to test your aim, that's the only thing.
Okay. It's not going to blow your socks off, I don't think, but it's just so clean.
Oh yeah, that's very clean.
Very, very clean.
Quite fresh.
It's not powdery though, I don't think.
No, not powdery. A bit of sort of classic, is it sort of bergamot at the top, citrusy?
Yeah, so in the top we've got citrus, lemon, and it says green. Citrus, lemon, green.
I love a bit of green.
Maybe green notes.
Blue's my favourite. Bit of orange.
Sorry, in the middle notes it says it's aromatic fougere, so lavender, clary sage and mint.
Yeah,
so it's slightly fougere, would you say, maybe? Is the best way to describe it? But in the base it's got amber, leather, woods, musk and moss.
I'm getting some sort of moss and musk.
But it's quite manly.
Yeah, very.
It's got a very manly
sort of
smell
signature scenty.
Yeah, 100%. You could wear that, I think.
Anytime. Even though it's fresh, you could easily wear that anytime. That's just a classic, everyday, manly signature scent. So
that's Memoirs. That is the Imperia by RHYOLITE. So that's the one that I've got.
So how much is that then?
List. I believe that can be bought in Selfridges or Harrods. I believe I'll check that and put that on here. But I think it's about 100 to 150 pounds. But that's my niche want for the year.
Cool. Oh, lovely. Is that? I think I've said mine. Yeah. So I think that's that's us, really, isn't it?
Excellent. Yeah. Well, it was great chatting to you. Thanks for coming on my channel. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Really lovely to meet you. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll link Steve's channel below. Thanks very much for coming on the channel. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I'll see you again in the next one. Keep smelling wonderful.